What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about what I'm told is a legendary Canadian named Leo Major. So, this guy was actually recommended to me by a few people to check out. So, thank you for that. And today, I want to take a look at this video all about this one Canadian man's accomplishments during World War II. And apparently, this is a pretty crazy story. I'm not exactly sure what to expect, so let's take a look.
Leo Major, the one-eyed scout who liberated a whole town by himself.
What? 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 Why does this sound like a movie? Is this real? You can't just hit me with that. You just can't come out of nowhere with the one-eyed scout who liberated a whole town by himself? How have I never heard of this guy? What is this the most badass Canadian ever or something? This is what? Okay, we're 7 seconds into the video and I'm already speechless. I don't know what to say about that. Okay, is this a real thing?
World War II.
Okay.
In World War II, for the Canadian effort, one soldier stands out from all the rest. Leo Major.
Oh my God.
He was a French-Canadian from Montreal, Canada. In 1940, at the age of 19, he joined the Le Régiment de la Chaudière of the Canadian Army.
Okay.
Their insignia underlines their fierce fighting reputation, consisting of 2 crossed Vickers machine guns with a beaver above supporting fleur-de-lis.
A beaver. You know when a military crest has a beaver in it, you know they mean business. You know they're about to get as busy as a beaver. But seriously, like only the beaver is the symbol of Canada. I realize that, but there's something like really cool about and unassuming about a beaver being like the face of death for representing these Canadians. I kind of like that because you wouldn't expect it. Anyway, I guess really what I'm trying to say is Canadians in general, you guys have a reputation of being not just like polite or nice and kind, but peaceful. And so to hear that actually Canadians are really badass military fighters, especially this Leo Major guy, it kind of breaks the mold of what a lot of Americans assume about the Canadian military. Anyway, that's kind of what I was thinking about this.
Private Leo Major first saw action at D-Day in France, taking part in the Normandy landings on June 6, 1944.
What? This guy was part of D-Day? This is already... Oh my... Okay, so eventually we're going to get to how he liberated a whole town by himself. I want to hear about that, but... God, he was just part of everything. Like this guy... He was at D-Day?
Straight away, he distinguished himself as a scout behind enemy lines by capturing the German communications half-track, full of secret code books.
What?
He then forced the captured crew to drive the Hanomag towards friendly lines, but was fired upon with anti-tank guns by British and Canadian troops. Leo had to climb on top of the vehicle to get them to stop firing as they drove closer.
This is insane. And I'm really glad that they have such an accurate, recount or retelling of what he did, because I wouldn't have believed it, quite frankly. On D-Day, captured all these, important documents and secrets, commandeered this tank. riding on top of it, shaking his fist like, I got the tank! What are you... Okay, this is, I mean, let's be honest, this is the guy you want on your side. Like, this is him. He's him.
And later remarked how happy he was that the British and Canadian soldiers didn't know how to shoot.
Oh my god. They were accidentally, like, shooting at him because he was surfing on top of a German tank or something. Okay. just, normal Leo Major things, I guess.
The English officer asked Leo to hand over the Hanomag. Leo refused outright, stating that it was a Quebec man who captured it, and so it was handed over to the Chaudière Regiment.
What? It's his tank. It is Quebec's tank now. Okay. I guess that just shows you, like, sort of the, not the attitude he had, but kind of like the resolve, or it's kind of like what you would expect someone like Leo Major to be. I'm getting an idea of what kind of guy he was. Like, if this is the guy who's gonna, like, survive D-Day, steal the secret documents, ride a tank, he's gonna, like, do his own thing and stand for what he believes in. Clearly has a very hard resolve.
His war was nearly cut short when a few days later he was scouting ahead of his unit.
What?
Leo unexpectedly encountered a patrolling elite Waffen-SS unit.
Leo! Chill! Calm down! Stop! Oh, I'm talking like this didn't happen like a long time ago. Like, he can hear me, but it's like, Leo! Oh my god, are you trying to be like a 5-star general? What are we doing? He's scouting ahead of his regiment? I guess that's just like who he was. Oh my god. And then he got into like a literal firefight with enemy soldiers, and this guy's unbelievable. And also the things and decisions he makes.
In the ensuing firefight, he managed to kill 4 of the enemy soldiers, but one of them, fatally wounded, managed to throw a phosphorus grenade, and Leo was hit, damaging his left eye badly.
What?
Leo was then sent to a field hospital for treatment.
Oh.
Leo had to wear an eye patch while his eye healed, and he remarked on how he looked like a pirate.
This is so... What? This is a true story? This is real? This is unbelievable. I mean, it's actually right on brand for what's happened so far. Of course he got hit by a phosphorus bomb. Of course he did. Why? What else would happen? And the eye patch just makes him look even more badass. It's kind of appropriate. It might be the only thing to, like, make him slow down a little bit. I doubt it. Because he's still gonna, like, liberate a town or something. That still has to come up. This is right on brand for him. It's not like really a pirate. It's more of just like, for him, it's just kind of cool, I'd say.
Remarkably, he refused to be sent home, stating that he only needed one good eye to aim a rifle.
Like, that's a great point. Like, for most people, if you lose an eye, you can get like permission, a military or medical exemption to go home. And I think most people would take it, especially if you just survived D-Day. This man is incredible. Like, I'll say that. Like, we've been fortunate to live in a time where, it's been a while since there's been world wars and major conflicts like this, and that we've had to have a draft and send people to battle, and it's been a relatively, long time of peace, and a lot of people, thankfully, and that's great. But it's kind of good to look back and, see what kind of people, existed in these crazy times, what people had to do. Now, obviously, Leo Major is, a special case, he's a very unique individual, but it just goes to show you, that this is what people kind of were like and had to do, and the conditions they had to put up with, and when it was times of war, It's pretty crazy to think about.
Quickly, he returned to the front line and continued to act as a scout and sniper for his unit.
Wow.
Shortly,
a one-eyed sniper. Okay.
After returning to active service in October 1944, he was involved in the month-long Battle of the Scheldt in Holland. which involved much heavy fighting and several amphibious landings.
Oh my god.
One day during this prolonged battle, Leo's commanding officer had ordered him to find the 50 zombies who had gone missing on patrol earlier. Zombie was a slang term used by Canadian volunteers for unenthusiastic, inexperienced Canadian conscripts in the war.
What? Of course they sent Leo Major on this mission. And I'm not even joking. Like, if there's one dude you're going to call up to go find the 50 missing Canadian soldiers, they said, it'd be Leo Major. I don't know why they didn't send, like, a group of soldiers or reconnaissance, or they just sent Leo. Like, he's just that guy. You just send him.
Leo was carrying out the reconnaissance by himself, as always wearing PT sneakers instead of heavy boots. He was deep behind enemy lines in the dark, in freezing cold rain, muttering.
How do we have all these details, by the way? Like, this story is so freaking crazy. I will not stop saying that. Because it is. Okay, so he's his trademark sneakers as he mows down battalions of enemies single-handedly with one eye. And his favorite pair of sneakers is his blood-soaked sneakers.
Muttering to himself, I am frozen and wet because of you, so you will pay.
Oh my god.
Drenched to the skin while not finding the zombies, he did come across a garrison of German regular troops, sleeping in trenches that they had been digging all day.
What?
Noticing a snoring German officer, Leo woke him up, pointing his Sten gun at him, and then motioned him to order his men to follow him.
What?
One soldier raised his rifle and was shot dead by Leo, followed by 3 others who joined the firefight.
I'm really trying to put myself in his shoes, his sneakers, you could say. This is insane. It's insane. Like, is there a movie about this? Because you can't even make this up. He found the sleeping German soldiers, had to kill several. And he's, like, single-handedly capturing them, or just another day's work, I suppose, if you're Leo Major.
After this, he shouted, Achtung and Handen hoch, and the garrison quickly decided to surrender to him.
What?
He then single-handedly marched 93 German soldiers back to the Allied lines.
What? What? This is unbelievable.
But on the way there, they were attacked by Waffen-SS troops manning an artillery battery from a neighboring village, who were infuriated that their fellow countrymen were surrendering.
Let alone surrendering to one guy. But they don't know. They do not know who this guy is. They do not know what they have just done.
This left a lasting impression on Leo. The Waffen-SS unit managed to kill and injure a number of the German prisoners before being driven off by an Allied Sherman tank.
So the SS soldiers, like other German soldiers, killed the surrendering German soldiers? That's kind of, sick and perverted, but it's war, I suppose.
Leo then handed over 93 German prisoners to his speechless commander.
That's it. Yeah. Speechless is the right word, but are you kidding me with this?
For his act of bravery, Leo was awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal, which is the second highest award in the British and Commonwealth.
Okay.
The Victoria Cross being the only one higher.
Can we get him a Victoria Cross? Like, what are we doing here? He just captured like 90 enemy troops alive, survived a gunfight, earlier killed 4 troops on his way to saving 50 of his comrades, survived D-Day, got the special intelligence document, lost an eye. Can we just like give him the best medal? Or, like, what do you got to do? Why are we giving him the second best medal?
But surprisingly, he declined the medal, feeling the British commander, General Montgomery, who was going to present him with the award, was incompetent and therefore in no position to give him that medal.
It's so... I wish I could meet this guy. I wish I could meet Leo Major. Refusing, like, honorary awards, some of the most cherished commendments in military history, just refusing them is so Leo Major. That is what an interesting guy.
Then in February 1945, as his unit was fighting in the Rhineland in Germany, the Bren gun carrier he was traveling in hit a mine, wrecking the vehicle and killing all its occupants, except Leo.
Of course.
He was severely injured, including 2 badly broken ankles, 4 ribs, and his back in 3 places.
How is this not the end of the story? This video goes on, we're halfway done. And he just broke his ankles. How is this going to continue? How is he possibly going to continue after this?
Leo again refused to be shipped back home, and after a short spell in a Belgian hospital, he returned to his unit in time for their final attack to clear Holland of the last of its German occupiers.
What? What do you mean a short stint in a Holland or Dutch? Anyway, a hospital. What do you mean? He got blown up. He broke his ankle. What do you mean? And now he's back? He refused to go home, of course. And he's back in time for the next, deployment. And the fact that he wants to, go back and fight. And this is clearly just what his purpose in life was. I don't know what his motivation was, for sure, or what drove him, but he's inspiring, that's for sure. Probably a little crazy, to be honest, but in a good way.
So, on April 13th, 1945, the Allies were preparing to attack the large Dutch town of Zwolle, but were unsure of the strength or deployment of the German forces in the town. That evening, Leo and his friend Corporal Willie Arsenault volunteered to carry out a recon of the area.
This is just what Willie does. Or Willie, that's his friend. Leo and his friend Willie. This is just what he does. Goes out on all these reconnaissance missions, and you never quite know what he's going to do on these missions. It's just supposed to be reconnaissance, Leo. You're just supposed to look at stuff.
The city was planned to be bombed by Allied artillery, and this is something Leo and Willie wanted to prevent. When the two approached the outskirts of the silent town, the Germans spotted Willie after his grenade bag made a rattling noise.
No.
And he was killed by enemy machine gun fire.
Oh, they should not have done that. They should not have done that. They should not have done that. For their own sake, they shouldn't have done that.
Leo took 2 of them out, but the others fled in a vehicle. He then took his friend's Sten gun, an extra bag of grenades, then laid his lifeless body on the side. So enraged was Leo that he would go on a one-man rampage that lasted the whole night, using his submachine gun and bags full of grenades. He hijacked a nearby German scout car, disarming the driver and taking his MP-40, adding a 3rd submachine gun to his inventory. Leo made him drive to a hotel, then entered a bar. There, he disarmed a German officer who could speak French to Leo, and he made him aware that the town was to be bombed by Canadian artillery.
What on earth? He has time to stop in the bar. Who knows what else he did at that bar? This is insane. I think we're finally getting to the crux of the story, although everything that has led up to this has been certifiably insane. And essentially the most incredible military story I've ever heard ever. Let's just be honest about that. This is unbelievable, this story. Now he's at this Dutch town, mad that his best friend Willie died, and he's just gonna do what he does, I suppose.
Which would result in German military and civilian casualties. The officer understood, and in good faith, Leo handed him back his pistol, allowing him to drive off in the hopes that he would evacuate his troops rather than rally an attack.
See, that is surprising. Leo Major is a very complicated individual. I wish he could have been studied. I don't know when he passed away or if he survives this whole conflict or what, but someone needs to study his brain because it's interesting. He on top of being a ruthless killing machine, sometimes he has a heart of gold where he just goes and warns the enemy to get everybody out because they're all going to die. Why I don't know why in this case, or what his decision making, but it's certainly noble.
Leo moved around the town for a few hours in the dead of night.
See, now I'm confused. He met a German in the bar and told them to get out, and then proceeded to massacre all the Germans in the town?
Bombed by Canadian artillery, which would result in German military and civilian casualties.
It's for the civilians, I think. He wants them to evacuate the civilians, the Dutch civilian. Okay, that's what that's about. I see. It's not about saving Germans. Okay.
Leo moved around the town for a few hours
God.
in the dead of night, firing on any German units he came up against, throwing grenades and making as much noise around town as possible. His idea was to confuse the enemy into believing that they were under attack by a far larger Allied force storming the city.
Yeah, no kidding.
He proceeded in killing or capturing German defenders as he moved from street to street, using the local river and church as reference points so as not to get lost.
What is happening? What is happening? There's something just missing. Like, if you know Alex Honnold, the guy who does free soloing, rock climbing, and he like climbs cliffs without ropes or anything, he lacks something in his brain to give him fear. Fear is useful in like surviving and not doing crazy things. Leo Major, same type of person. There's something missing. He just has no fear or something. I don't know.
Every time he had enough prisoners, normally between 8 to 10, he would march them back to the Allied lines and drop them off, before returning to the town to carry on his one-man assault.
This is like a video game. I don't know how else to think of it. Like, okay, you collect your 8 soldiers, your 8 enemy soldiers, and you return them to the starting point, and then you go to level 2 and you go back, and I mean, it's absurd.
He is reckoned to have done this around 10 times. 4 times in the night he had to force his way into civilian houses to rest. Although terrified by his initial appearance, once they understood he was Canadian, they looked after Leo.
This is the most badass Canadian ever. Like, let's be clear about that. Like, it's almost comical. Like, except for the fact that it's true.
During his rampage, he also attacked and set light to the Gestapo headquarters, further
wow.
adding to the confusion.
Nice.
Then, finding the SS headquarters, he engaged in a firefight, killing 4 SS officers inside.
Wow.
Then, later, Leo came across a group of townsmen by chance. This included a local policeman by the name of Frit Kuiper.
Okay.
All of these men were secretly members of the Dutch resistance.
Oh, okay.
Leo then explained to them that the town was liberated. Then the group went on to take the town hall and bring the civilians out onto the streets.
He just ran around the town like a crazy person, except there is some kind of method to his madness. You have to say that, because he single-handedly liberated the town because they killed his friend Willie. Is that about right?
By 4:30 a.m., the German garrison had fled the town, and Leo had single-handedly liberated Zwolle.
What?
Leo retrieved his friend Willie Arsenal's body and returned to his unit, who had yet to advance into the town.
They need to rename this town. They need to name it like Williesville or Leosville or something. Like, when you literally single-handedly liberate a town from like Nazis, I think you earn that.
On that morning of April 14th, the Allied forces entered the town without a shot being fired, and without the loss of civilian life from the planned bombardment.
Yeah.
Due to Leo's outstanding bravery the previous night.
He saved untold amounts of lives. He killed untold amounts of Germans, and saved untold amounts of like Dutch civilian lives. It's amazing. It's incredible. Like,
for his heroism above and beyond the call of duty, he was again awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal, and this time...
Can we give him, like, can we give him the better medal? This is the second best medal. Like, you liberate a town in World War II, and you get the second best medal. I don't know about all this.
time. He accepted it.
Oh, he accepted it. Okay. Maybe they thought he'd turn down the good one. Maybe they just don't have a award fit for Leo Major. There's no award that's good enough for like doing what he's done. Like there's the reward is being like the most amazing soldier in existence.
After the war, Leo left the army and returned to civilian life to resume his old job as a pipe fitter.
God, I'd be scared of no offense, but to go from all that to back home and just being a pipe fitter, like that's got to be difficult. Kind of scary for his clients too.
With the start of the Korean War in 1950, the Canadian Army joined the United Nations forces in fighting the Communist Chinese and North Korean invasion of South Korea. Leo, though only 29 years old, was seen as a veteran with a special skill set and was recruited to rejoin the Army and become a member of a special scout and sniper team.
And he still has like one eye, by the way. All this was with one eye, by the way. He joined the army again after all that. I don't know. I don't know. It's amazing, but at the same time difficult for normal people to like wrap my head around, you know.
Then, in November 1951, the Communists attempted to take some strategic important high ground just 40 miles away from Seoul, the South Korean capital. The fighting was based around the vitally important Hill 355, nicknamed Little Gibraltar, and Hill 277. Chinese troops had captured it from the Americans, and Leo was to recapture and hold the hill.
Okay.
The fighting raged for days, and the Canadians...
I suppose when you're going to war, a Leo Major is the guy you call up and ask to come take the hill, or...
Canadian commander Lieutenant Colonel Jacques Dextraz declared, "In the event the battalion is attacked, there will be no withdrawal, no platoons overrun, and no panics."
Oh my
During
God.
the battle, Leo commanded a unit of around 18 men, repelling whole Chinese divisions while enduring heavy artillery and mortar barrages for 3 days.
Jeez.
Even though Leo had been ordered to retreat when the Chinese divisions counterattacked, he refused.
Oh my God.
Instead, he
You should know better than to tell Leo Major to retreat.
demanded that the commander of the mortar platoon, Captain Charlie Forbes, rain mortar fire on the enemy. The mortar fire was so close to Leo's position that the commander could hear the bombs explode when Leo spoke on his radio. And it was so intense that the mortar barrels warped from their rate of fire. For his valor...
I don't know if I'd want to be like in Leo Major's command. Like, you better strap in if he's your commander.
For his valor and leadership under fire, Leo was awarded another Distinguished Conduct Medal.
Oh my God.
Capturing and holding the key hill. Leo was the only Canadian to win the Distinguished Conduct Medal in 2 separate wars. He lived...
And 3 total of them, right? 1 of which he declined. Unbelievable.
Lived a quiet life afterwards, and in 2008, at the age of 87, passed away.
Oh, wow. 2008. So, like 17 years ago. Wow, only 17 years ago. He was alive. Like, it seems so long ago and far away, but it's really not. Amazing, amazing guy.
Been married for 57 years and having 4 children.
Oh, wow. Oh my God. That's the end of his story? He went home to fit pipe. Oh my God, went to fought in World War II in the Korean War, I think they said, and took over towns and defended entire mountains and lost an eye, and then just went home to, fix faucets and like, a noble profession, and a wife for 50 years and kids, and man, God bless him. Leo Major. This story is frankly incredible. Like almost supernatural, Hard to believe. But it sounds like all this is based on real events and this really happened. And He is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Leo Major is the most badass Canadian ever that I've heard of. Like, I declare. This was an amazing story to hear about. So I'm really glad I did. Anyway, geez, I'm going to be thinking about this. Like, I'm going to wake up at like 3 a.m. and be like, Leo Major, he's here. The ghost. Gets me. Got me worked up. So if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave comments with your thoughts on this amazing man, Leo Major, and his story. And that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and seeing Canadian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.